What's up? My name is David Moorfield. I am a corporate DP and documentary DP, and I am switching right now between FX6 and C70. And the problem with that is you start to forget which cables go with which system. So I did not have this 3.5 mil cable in my bag because I previously used the FX6 and I was using full-size XLR. Luckily, this studio had one, and I was able to continue getting audio. Otherwise, I would have had to go to CVS or Walgreens and grab a 3.5 mil. So that's annoying. But we're going to be using a new teleprompter, and this one has a large riser. They've never used it. I've never used it. So taking some time to kind of figure out what goes where, and it'll be nice just to be familiar with another system. It took a second, but we have the rig built. So what's nice for the subject is they are now being able to read off of a full-sized iPad. We can get more words on screen, and it doesn't have to move up so fast. So C70 with the 18 to 35 as always. And for media, we're using the Angelbird V90s. These actually work for the C70 and FX6, even in 4K 120, which you're supposed to use the Sony Tough cards, but I have had no problems with these. And the camera's locked off, so I really don't need to monitor it. It is plugged into a TV so that the rest of the crew here can watch and just see a large display of what the camera's seeing. And then I am moving the teleprompter using that dry erase board as a slate and just going one by one, make sure we have it, ask everybody, are we good with that take? Great, okay, next scene, take one.
Momentum virtual conferences in which myself and all the coaches celebrate you and your
I disable the on-screen display that you can see on my LCD screen, and that way the client behind me can see a clean feed on the TV, which it looks fantastic. And we are filming in Rec 709, the client requested. They are chopping this up and sending it out quickly, and they want to skip the color grading phase. So if that's what they want, that's what they get. There is no argument from me. I am one piece of the puzzle, and I want to be a seamless fit. So I kind of understand how the workflow of this shoot goes. This is the second time I've gotten it, and they just put on the books 4 more shoots, so once a week for the next 4 weeks. Got a quick little break in between the shoot, and I love getting messages like this. I try to brand myself as a traveling DP. That way, anytime a contact or company says, we need someone to travel, they instantly think of that guy travels and does interviews or DP work. So I just got this one. I hope it goes through. I've never been to the Dominican Republic, but I love tropical places. I love traveling for work. I have no clue the dates, and now they're asking me for rates. So it's the beginning process of this type of hiring stage, but yeah, I hope this one works and I get to make a vlog in the Dominican Republic. And also, I'm learning Spanish, so that's always a plus. Get back into the studio, very simple. It's a conveyor belt at this point, and we wrap up. So in total, I think the shoot was arriving at 1 and I left at 5, so 4 hours, half day rate, and packing back up with minimal gear. I really like being able to choose and only bring what I need rather than having that one large case like I did before where it had everything. My seats fold down, so I'm able to put everything in there, and my car desperately needs to be washed, but I do have new tires. So I didn't come up with BTS vlogs. I actually copied the entire style from the Cranky Cameraman. I highly recommend you checking him out. He has 2 FX9s, 2 Amiras, a ton of Canon Cinema Glass, and he does a lot of interview and B-roll stuff similar to me. He also does ENG for the local news channel in Texas, a lot of Texas-Mexico border coverage, and then jumps on to commercial jobs and just gives such a interesting view of what it's like to be, I'm gonna assume he's in his 40s, to be at that age and still freelancing, and just how that whole system works when you have a house, family, and it was so interesting that it inspired me to make my own. And now I'm seeing some other channels, maybe they're got inspired from my videos, maybe not. But the point is they're making more BTS vlogs. Joel Gabrielson is a really, really good one, and he's here in the South, and he's putting out videos more and more, and he has so much gear. It's really interesting to see what he uses for each job. Check out his stuff because he's putting out a lot. And then there is a Real Trip. I think he's in California. He's really interesting to see a one-man band create social media content for his clients from start to finish. And then there's a new one I just saw today, Jarrett Erasmus, and it looked like one of my videos, but he did it in South Africa, and he had even the same three segment title structure that I took from Cranky Cameraman. It's just a whole new look of seeing what do these people do. We're all doing similar work, but we all have different processes. And if you want to make your own, I highly recommend making your own vlog. But in the meantime, follow these guys because they're putting out really good content. All right, we are on Orlando Filmmaker Breakfast meetup number 2. The first time we had 5 people, and I think now we're expected to have 10, so it'll be interesting to meet these guys. I've never met them, don't know what they do, don't know who they are, and we can see how we can help each other out. We have 4 new members of the quote-unquote Orlando Filmmaker Breakfast. Some people who are starting out, some people who are doing it on the side, and some people who own their own studios. 3 more jobs were connected to during this meeting, so consider it a success. More people want to join, friends want to bring other crew members, producers, so I think it's going to keep growing. All right, this is the footage from the last corporate shoot. I have a card here, and I need to put it in this client supplied hard drive and mail it off to them. So what I'm going to do is do a complete copy of this card. I'm not going to go in and grab these clips and throw it over. Complete copy. So this is card 2, and I'm going to do card 1, and then take it to FedEx, and I think it needs to be overnighted, and that all goes onto the invoice. Once all the footage is on the hard drive, I add a small text document that says DP's notes. That way the editor has some info where they can get the camera, the log format, resolution, frame rates, and any problems that happen. So here I said Sasha's in-the-moment interview had incorrect audio settings and it was reshot later in the day. Just so they know when they get to the first interview, they say, why is the audio weird? Disregard it, it was reshot later. So this, if you're an editor, something like this is great to have right next to the footage. I'm a part of the Art of Documentary, and they just announced that they are giving out a fund for filmmaker meetups. Well, we just had our second one. I emailed them, so hopefully we get something back, and they cater it. Maybe some coffee, snacks. It's just really cool. The phrase, you know, if you build it, they will come. I started this vlog, started meeting some new people. A bunch of people hit me up to have coffee. I said, let's do it all at once. And then the AOD is now saying we're funding these things. So it's the more you put yourself out there, and it doesn't have to be cringy. Maybe I look cringy. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty natural. But the more you get in return, the more people get, you're just creating interest.